So the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is coming out, and I'm sure many of you have already seen my reaction to it. This makes it way easier than me having to boot up the Midway Collection. But what's got a lot of people theorizing is the "and more" during the trailer. And this isn't some Mortal Kombat 1 situation, they actually have more. And the way to show that they aren't showing everything that they're releasing is these 4 question marks during the trailer. But some of these theories are kinda dumb.
So if the most complete collection ever comes out and doesn't have Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, I will be highly displeased.
Some people even rumor that Mortal Kombat 9 might be added to the Legacy Collection.
Shut the fuck up!
We do have a list of what's already been announced for the game. And this is the list right here.
We know right now that the Legacy Collection is going to be coming with Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance Game Boy Advance Edition.
While researching the Deadly Alliance Game Boy ports, I realized it has a crypt, and I think these theories are going a little overboard with what they expect from it. But you know what? If it has a port of Mortal Kombat 9, or if it has ports of the 3D era, I will personally write and narrate a fanfiction with the cynical warlock and a can of beans. Anyway, let me get my first 2 obvious ones out of the way. Mortal Kombat Gold and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I mean, these kind of are given. How could you call yourself the most complete collection and not have these versions with several differences in their character roster? I looked them up, the difference was crazy. I also just thought this one looked really cool when I found it. My third prediction for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is MK Mythologies.
MK Mythologies. That game sucks.
Yes, MK Mythologies does suck. However, it is still an important part of Mortal Kombat history, and I think I'm seeing a pattern with this specific collection for their legacy. NetherRealm is sticking strictly to either arcade or 2D ports, so I personally believe they're choosing 2D games for this legacy collection, with the few exceptions being Mortal Kombat 4 and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance on the Game Boy. The differences between the handheld and the console version of Deadly Alliance, you could pretty much just call them 2 different games at that point. So I believe they're sticking it to 2D for their Legacy Collection, and then they're going to make a 3D collection, and I'll talk more about that later. Are you guys ready for my final prediction for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, Ultimate Mortal Kombat? Now a good chunk of you asked, what the fuck is that? And I'll tell you right now, it's Mortal Kombat 3, but on the DS. Now you may be asking, why would they keep this a secret? Why would they just not put this in the initial trailer? And I'll tell you one reason. Puzzle Combat, baby! We got Puzzle Combat, baby! It got Puzzle Combat, baby! But anyway, we're done with my predictions. You could tell me what you think about it in the comments, and what you personally think, or would rather have in your Legacy Collection. But let's move on to my theories for the future of Mortal Kombat ports. Well, if NetherRealm did make a 3D era collection, it would be pretty easy. Just Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. If you're a filthy casual, what about Unchained for the PSP? Ever wonder how they got Shao Kahn and Goro's ending? It's crazy to think this was real. I wish I grew up with this, to be honest. Okay. Now just give me like a minute to talk about Armageddon on the Wii.
What the fuck?
Armageddon on the Wii has Chameleon. Chameleon playable ever since Mortal Kombat 3. And it always pissed me off that she was Wii exclusive. And it also had the cool thing with the Wii, because it was connected to the Wii, huh? Yeah. I was tempted to literally just buy Armageddon for the Wii just so I could play Chameleon. But since we have like, I'd say like an 80% chance of getting a 3D era collection, I'd be happy to see her. Now I gotta bring something up that most of you probably either forgot about or don't even really think about. Mortal Kombat vs. DC.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I think this game gets a lot of flack for what it was and what it introduced. It brought in story mode to Mortal Kombat. And I think if we just look at it from a different perspective, there's no Kung Lao. But personally, I think Mortal Kombat vs. DC deserves to be in the Mortal Kombat 3D era collection. And if it doesn't, then it just might not come out at all. That's the only way I could properly see it being ported. Alright, the next thing is gonna get a lot of people turned off. Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Yes, it's awful. Yes, we all know it's awful. It's still part of Mortal Kombat though. It introduced Tremor. We like Tremor. We gotta have everything to come back. We gotta have the full Mortal Kombat experience. And I think this is necessary. Even if it's awful, even if nobody wants to play it, it's still important. Before the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection announcement, I was thinking of a Mortal Kombat spin-off collection with things like Mortal Kombat vs. DC, Shaolin Monks, Special Forces, and Mythologies. And maybe they could tweak Mythology so that it ran better, or that it was easier to control. They could add Sonya Blade to Special Forces when she was originally cut, add the DLC that they were working on for Mortal Kombat vs. DC. This was just an idea I had, and I doubt anything will ever come out of it, and I doubt we'll ever see, like, Harley Quinn or Quan Chi, but maybe if they release a second one, we will. Are there any other shitty Mortal Kombat games I've heard?
Mortal Kombat on Tiger Electronics.
No! Mortal Kombat 9. The petition for a Mortal Kombat 9 port or reboot was a big talk a few months ago, but here's a big problem with the Mortal Kombat 9 collection. It's the Mortal Kombat 9 for the PS Vita. Mortal Kombat 9 on PS Vita is a spectacle, and I didn't know about it until I got a bunch of videos on my feed about the custom skins that were exclusively on that console. I thought it was nothing more than just, a smaller version of it, but it turns out there were ones made exclusively for it in the trailer I found. And I think if it were to get a proper port, such as all of the other previous games that we have discussed, this is a big problem, because nothing is like this. Except like a Switch, but would you have a Mortal Kombat 9 Switch exclusive port for the PS Vita? I highly doubt it. So I really have no idea what NetherRealm can do about this well-crafted thing they made for this specific console that they can't really spread anywhere else properly without having to do major changes for it. So that's why I'm wondering what the case is for Mortal Kombat 9 in the future. Will it just be the console port? Or will this PS Vita version actually see the light of day?
I wish I was playing Shaolin Monks right now.
No, you do not. That game is cheesy.
Oh, but now's the time for fun. Shaolin Monks. While maybe not everyone likes it as much as I do, a lot of people still look back at it fondly. I believe Shaolin Monks should be with Special Forces and MK vs. DC in the 3D era collection. And I'll be making a whole video dedicated to my vision of a Shaolin Monks in the future, if any of you want that. I'll make it anyway. I just want to make that. But overall, as a breakdown, I think this collection will be having MK Trilogy, MK Mythologies, Mortal Kombat Gold, and Mortal Kombat Ultimate, while I think they will make another port for the 3D era games involving Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Mortal Kombat Deception, Mortal Kombat Unchained, and Mortal Kombat Armageddon for the console and the Wii version, with Special Forces, Shaolin Monks, and Mortal Kombat vs. DC. And then I think Mortal Kombat 9 should get its own port featuring both of its versions. But that's just my humble opinion. If you want to differ, feel free to let me know in the comments what you would prefer, especially when it comes to things like the Mortal Kombat 9 on PS Vita. Like, what can we do with that? And have a nice day. This video took a little bit of research. I spent a couple hours on this. Thanks, Mortal Kombat Wiki. And now it's time for me to just go around making weird purchases on eBay. Have a great night, everyone.